Hello. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 mistakes that I see investors making way too often. It breaks my heart. I often want to. It's the old saying, you can drag a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. It's really upsetting as an advisor when you work with hundreds of different clients and you can see someone's going to make a mistake. And you try with all your might to get them not to do it, but they do it anyways. So this is a really important little lesson for all of you out there. As they also say, you want to learn or stand on the shoulders of titans. They say, making your own mistakes is a great way to learn, but it's often very expensive. If you can learn from other people's mistakes, it's much cheaper. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, this is one that I think is, and this isn't necessarily any kind of order to say that one's more than the other, but this is a really important one. I see a lot of clients that sell themselves too short. Now, this is often one that people with, I can understand when people are buying an investment, it's often very scary, especially when you're buying a property. Now, often a lot of people come to the table and they've just got a number in their mind. The number may be $500,000 and they feel like they can't possibly spend more than $500,000 because $600,000 just feels too scary. Or more than $600,000, that feels too scary. And it's just a number. It's not necessarily that they can't afford it, because often we'll unpack a feasibility and we'll do a cash flow and we can show them that whether you spend $600,000 or $700,000, the cash flow remains the same. The initial output may be $10,000 difference because of the difference in the deposit, but effectively the investment is going to remain the same. So this is important because I will work with clients and they can afford to buy a 4-bedroom house or they can afford to buy a 2-bedroom apartment, but because they're scared, they'll go and buy something that's too small. They'll go and buy a 1-bedroom apartment, or they'll buy, the smaller asset because they feel like it's a safer position to be in. When in fact, what they're doing is moving to their detriment. Now, the reason why I know that this is a big mistake is because I've done it myself. I made investments in the past where I went and bought the smaller version because I felt like it was more responsible of me, even though I had done the cash flow, but it was my own fears and emotions that really let me down. And I saw down the road that I could have easily afforded the bigger one, but I just didn't have the confidence that was there. The other way that people sell themselves short is by feeling like they need to do a deal with a partner. Now, I have a business partner and it's amazing. I love having a business partner. They've got a lot of complementary skills that I don't have. However, when you're buying an investment, if you can afford to do it yourself, I really do believe it's the best way to do it, because then you control the asset and life changes. If you're buying an investment with somebody else, you don't know what's going to happen in life. You don't know if you're still going to be friends. You don't know if, it's your brother or your sister, they're going to eventually want to get married or they have babies or whatever else. Life changes. And that means that you're going to have to exit and things get complicated. Now, if you can effectively buy an investment by yourself and you can afford it, go and do it by yourself. So the big lesson there is don't sell yourself short. Have a little bit of extra confidence and push harder if you can. Following the crowd. Now, this is a good one because I often see people follow the crowd like sheep. Now, it takes a lot of courage to swim upstream and against the current, but that's where you're going to be moving into, areas that people aren't. Now, that's the old adage, or I think Warren Buffett or someone said that, when people are fearful, you should be greedy, and when people are greedy, you should be fearful. Now, it's the same thing here. Now, people often just follow the crowd. They'll do what family and friends are doing. Oh, my family and friends, they bought around the corner, so I'm going to buy around the corner. Or I had a whole bunch of friends go and buy in far north Queensland, so I'm going to go and buy in far north Queensland. And I've seen so many people go and do this because they felt comfortable moving as a herd, which is probably a little primal thing, that they all inevitably make the same mistake rather than succeeding and diverging away from everybody else and doing something separate. The same could be said for watching the news. Not long ago, we had a market crash, and we inside Wealthi acknowledged that it was a market crash. We could see that we were at the bottom of the market or nearing the bottom, and we were imploring clients to get into the market because it was a discount and they should go and make money now. And we could see that it was a discount, but because the news was saying it's scary and the market's going to crash further, because their family and friends were saying don't buy, everybody was saying don't buy, there was fear, they were fearful and they didn't buy. However, some people did and they made lots and lots of money. So, don't go follow the crowd. It may be leading you off a cliff. So that's just a few of the mistakes that people make. The rest you'll see in Wealthi Academy. We've created this program to help investors like you have a look at what mistakes to avoid, but then also ways that you should be growing your portfolio, cash flows, ways you can pick top performing markets, and how you should be thinking about property investing. So jump on Wealthi Academy, hear the rest of this video, and see all the other ones that we've made for you.